So as I said, we're going to go a little more in depth, um, a little more me talking and a little less you talking, because I want to make sure you get everything that we're talking about today. So we have our gigantic
Uh,
class. It's actually not very gigantic. Our class that we've been working with is called Circle. And we said the only thing we need is radius because everything else can come from radius. And we said that's going to be private, that's going to be hidden. And we said this should be a double. And then along with this, we had some public methods like get radius. And get radius was one where I was returning a double. So my return type out there was a double. And we had set radius. One of these was, oh, double. And this was a void method because it had a value coming in. And this guy was giving me access to what the value of radius is. And this was letting me change it. So these were known as mutator and accessor methods. And we had some other ones that went on from there. And if I handed you this UML chart to create a class, and you just did create a class, you all did that nice big mulch class and sent it to me. So you have a pretty good idea of what's going on. But if I gave you a class and said, here, this is what I want you to write for your class, you'd be going, yeah, this is kind of a nice layout ahead of time for what's going on. And so today we're going to add some things. And the first thing we're going to add is this thing called a constructor. And this goes back to when I instantiated an object, when I created it, when I said rectangle R1 equals new rectangle. I'm able to actually assign a value to start. How I do it are these things called constructors. So with a constructor, when I get ready and say rectangle, R1 equals new rectangle, we know I get R1 ready to use. Oh, that's wrong. R1 is ready to use. Okay. That's going to actually call a constructor. This thing called a constructor calls this block of code and it's what gets used. There's a default one that we don't see, but we can start writing our own constructors. For example, if I said rectangle equals new, now all of a sudden this guy has empty parentheses like this guy, and it would do these particular lines of code. If I said rectangle R1 equals new, and I did rectangle 6 comma 4, that would call a different constructor. So when I instantiate the object, I'm actually calling a constructor. If there's none there, it calls a default. I can create my own defaults. That was this one. So when I instantiate an object without anything in parentheses, it goes here. If I instantiate an object with something in parentheses, it goes to a different one that has two arguments being accepted. Okay, so I could have a default constructor. I could have one with a single element in, and it would call this constructor. And I could assign the same value to this length and width.
so it can have the
Yes,
same name, but if there's different inputs, then it calls a different thing based on
it'll
the
call different constructor. Here's one
right.
with two parameters, and it would work this way. This is called overloading. It has the same name. This is the same, this is the same, this is the same, but different parameters inside. No parameter list, one item, two items. Parameter list is going to get a unique name called. a signature. So if I went back over here and I'm deciding, well, yeah, I have my field. Okay, it's called a field. It's not called a variable anymore. It's a field in a class. And I want to now add constructors. I would put those right in the beginning. So the second thing I would have in my UML chart would be my constructors. And the constructor is the same name as the class. And for this guy, I could have a blank one, default. I'm overwriting the default. I might want the original radius to be 4, or I could have a constructor that brings a value in. So now in my UML chart, you would know to write two constructors. Oh, we had all kind of good stuff down here as well, right? Get area, and that returned a double, and so forth. And my UML chart is slowly starting to grow. Does somebody have their circle? Does somebody have their circle program that they could pull up real quick? And a demo.
I have it up.
You want to share it with the group?
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Every day I'm shuffling. Okay, that's about enough of that song. Okay. So let's do this one. Go to your class inside a circle and show me, with the help of the rest of the class, how to put it into constructors. So I'd go to line 4 and hit like 6 returns just to make room. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Let's see, how would we do constructors? It's going to be the same name, right? Somebody have anything that he can type? He's saying, help me, help me.
Gonna be public circle. And then are we doing
With a capital C.
yep. And then you're gonna put double and then your variable for radius. So I would do rad. And then next line is your open bracket.
What about return type?
Nope, we're not returning
There's
it.
no return type here.
Nope. Go ahead.
And it's gonna be
Not even void?
Radius equals rad. Nope, this is a constructor.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
method. Yep.
semicolon.
Okay, now go to line 10. Type public circle empty parentheses. This is now my default constructor. Radius equals, give me a default radius. 1.
1.
Okay, now go over to your demo. So what if we ran this now, but we didn't use lines 9 and 10? What do we got? Would it
They will
use,
make
what would it use? So you can delete
This-
these because we can always bring these back and not save. And so delete that. And if I ran it, get rid of line 10, it's really not doing anything. But
okay, fine. There we go.
there you go.
Just
And
kidding.
if I ran this, it should be giving me,
There we go.
is it giving it to me?
Yep.
Okay, we don't see the output window.
Oh, hold on. Let me change that then.
Yep. So this now used that default constructor where we said the radius is going to be 1. Good. Now this time go up to line 7 and inside of your parentheses, put 10. And this is using my Second constructor, my constructors are overloaded. Excuse me. Boom. Okay, good. All right, now I want you to do another thing for me. Go to line 9
Okay.
and do system.out.println lamp. That's what it's called, right? Lamp.
Yep.
Okay, what's the output going to be? Let's see. Oh, down there, look what I got. Down in the console window, I got blah, 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 blah. Well, I can't just print out an object. I can't print lamp. It gives me the name circle, some hex code. Hex code is base 16. 10 is A, B is 11, and so on. So it gives me some kind of junk. So I want to fix this. Okay, I want to fix this. So if I ever just said print lamp, I'd like it to give me lines 11 to 15. All right, so put your program back together where it was to start.
Yep.
Okay, you can just go back, and it should bring it all back.
Yeah, I just
Cut,
cut and
paste.
paste them.
Yeah, okay. Now, leave that line 11 in there. Oh, no. Leave
Oh.
that. Go back and put system.out.println lamp.
There we go. Okay, there.
Yeah, yeah. Hit 2 returns. So here's what's now going to happen. Okay. I want you to copy line 16 to 21. Cut them.
Okay.
Control X. They're gone. Go ahead.
So
Now,
you said you want these
Control
gone.
X. Control X. So they
All right.
leave. Now go to circle.java.
Yep.
Now, what we're going to put at the end, so go to line 32 and hit a couple of returns. Command to 32. Return. Hit Control V to put your code back in there. And what we're now going to do is that system.out.println of lamp, we're now going to set it so instead of what it did print out, circle and all that hex code, I want it to now print out that block of code from lines 36 to 40. So that I don't have to keep repeating that over in my main. All right, the way we do this is something called a toString. So at line 35, I want you to type public string toString. Empty parentheses and your braces. Okay, now I want you to put string, create a variable string str space str semicolon return str equals, and I want you to go, not yet, yeah, you're going to do that. No, just str. We're going to keep it clean for a minute. Return str, that's all.
Oh, just return str. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to leave that as, and then we're going to add something between it.
Okay.
Now hit 37 and return str equals. Now, what do we want str to equal? Well, a bunch of you watched a video. We want it to equal all of that good stuff below. We want it to equal from string format all the way to the end. So copy that string format all the way to the end.
Right.
And add it at the end of line 38. And then you can get rid of 45 to 49.
I'll just
So now when I go to display the object over in the main, I'm going to use this thing called a toString. I don't even have to type it because the program knows when I go to print out an object, it's going to call this toString method. So go back over to your main.
I think there's
When
an
I
extra
say
parenthesis at the end of the bottom.
system.out.println lamp,
It's already up here.
Just testing. Yeah, you have it up there. Move it down to the end.
Alright.
Because you're at putting the radius in and all that. So now when it says lamp, instead of that circle ampersand 780.041 F3, it should print everything in the two string. Fingers
Well,
crossed. I'm sure we'll get an error somewhere.
Yeah.
But you got the idea of what's going on. It's actually going and getting that two string. It might not like the
That's
string format and all of that because we're not necessary.
Maybe.
Get rid of that once and just see if it still works.
Yeah.
Sorry, just run it that way.
Okay.
No, not the class. You have to run the demo or the driver program as it's commonly known.
Yeah, it's stuck. It could give me the same issues.
Okay.
Let's see.
Probably line 32, that end brace should be after 43.
Yeah.
Somebody else was just about to say that, right?
Just
All right, let's see what happens. You're gonna move it all over. That was clever, everybody, how he moved the whole block at once. Fingers crossed. So now when I say lamp, you notice
Nope.
it doesn't say, oh, we're getting close. You lost a plus sign.
No, I didn't lose a plus
Oh,
sign.
that's because of the string format. Okay,
Yeah, string format. I'll have to get rid of that.
right. You're gonna
Um,
have to do all of that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, does everybody have the idea of what's going on with the two string? Yep. So now we have constructors. We have two string.
I'm a little confused.
Okay, go. So go back to the main.
Yep.
Go back to the demo.
Yep.
And now I have my object. My object is called what, Jack?
Sorry, hold on. Object circle.
No, that's my class data type.
Oh my
Okay?
God.
The actual
Lamp.
object, excellent. The actual object is lamp. Well, just like if I said int X and I printed X, it would tell me what its value was.
Right.
If I say print lamp, it gives me some kind of goofy stuff.
Right.
I
Because
don't
it's
like it.
because you're not supposed to print the actual object yourself. You're supposed to
Right.
print something. Yeah.
But by using a two string method, I can print an object and it's going to print out all. So say I wanted to print out lamp number 1, lamp number 2, lamp number 5, lamp number 10. Instead of having that block of code over and over and over, I have it written once and stored over in my class. Now it's
Right.
written as a method. Its specific name is two string. So when I say system.out.println lamp, boom, it jumps over to the circle class. It knows without you telling it to go find the two string and it would print out what's listed there in the two string. The
Oh, so it
radius,
automatically goes to the two string method then.
sir, that's exactly right. And it'll print what's there.
Nice.
And Tanner is cleaning that up. I'll give him a second to clean that up.
You can just use the private variables there. You don't need to use get radius, get area. I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh,
We only have one private, and that's radius. So you still have to call all of those values. Instead of get
True, true, true.
radius, or yeah, instead of get radius, you could use the variable name radius up there, but you have to call get area so that it calculates it. So that eliminates that stale data. Just like we're going to call get circum. Semicolon. At the end of 39. There you go. Now is it going to work?
see.
See me, amigo. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Right.
Yeah, so put in a radius 10,
10.
and then down below, it's calling that two string and printing all that stuff out for me. So yeah, up in my demo, if I had lamp one, lamp two, I don't have to keep typing all those lines of code. Okay, thank you. Stop sharing. Now we've written code that looks like this, and we've had a method. This is a nice big fat method, and a lot of our methods go public static, and we've seen return types of void, int, double, boolean, char, string. Yeah, and we've seen data types over here in this parameter list where we do like int and one or double and one and so on and so on. Well, now we can have a return type or a variable being passed in that is of our new data type. Our new data type is just being called rectangle. I could have a return type that would be the address, just like we did here. I could pass a variable in rectangle and one. So section 6.5 and 6.6, get into this whole passing objects as arguments. Did I create a die, my die, of the data of the class die? And if I wanted to pass an object, I would write the object's name, and down here's the data type again. Data type is I, just like we'd have int or double. Same concepts to pass, same concepts to return. Well, that was over here as well. And it's just like anything else I did, I can pass in a rectangle. I can have the data type in my parameter list as a rectangle. We overloaded constructors. You saw that in the beginning. We overloaded constructors in our class circle. Well, we can also overload methods. Just like we did the constructor, the methods can have the same name, but different signatures. Same name, but different signatures. So we're going to take a look at all that in just a second. One of the things I want you to make sure you're good with is the next program you have is time cards. Is that correct? Any of you looked? I don't know if you looked or not. Is it time cards?
No, if it's
That's
Apple's part two.
Yeah, there's like March part two.
Well, that's right. I'm going to put time cards away. That's something else. Sorry about that. Okay. So say I asked you to write this program called 50/50, right? You would be betting user picks one, computer picks one. If they match, the user wins. If they're different, the computer wins. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and you each put out a number, a 1 or a 2. Okay? So, if I gave you this class, could you write it? First of all, do you understand everything that's on this class? Well, the name of the class, 50/50. I'd be instantiating an object, 50/50 equals new 50/50 da da da. We have one thing that's important, and that's the balance. How much money is in my balance? So my only field is balance. I have two constructors. One makes an initial balance of I don't know how much. The other one is bringing a value in to give balance a value. Okay. Set balance and get balance. Set balance sends a value in if I want to set the balance. Get balance returns how much money I have. My accessor and my mutator. Down here on the bottom is my toString. We might want to print out information dealing with the toString. Okay. Right here, these four are example of an overloaded method. Hide balance. If I do that, there's a certain amount that how much would you like to add to the balance? The user could type $5, or if you don't ask the user for money, it would type $4.50. Now, here's what we got going on. You're going to ask and I didn't explain that very well. You're going to ask the user to make a bet. Okay? If they bet $10, and you win, you're going to add that $10 to the balance. If you lose, you subtract $10 from the balance. If you win, you're adding to the balance. If you lose, you're subtracting from the balance. All right? That's if the user wants to make a bet. If the user wants the default is $5. It's $5. If you win, $4.50 gets added to the balance. But if you lose, $5.50 gets subtracted from the balance. So I have two different add balances. One if the user wants to bet, one if the user wants to use the default of $5. And if you win, you only win $4.50. But if you lose $5.50. So this number 4, you might want to get these two working first. You might want to get this set up first, then this, then the 2-string, then that, and then this option. So you're going to go to the user. Hey, would you like to make a bet? Like to make a bet. When the user says yes, you say how much? The user says $8. Pick a number, 1 or 2. The user picks 2. Computer picks 2. Does the user win? Yes. User match is a winner. Okay? Match is a winner. So if they match, I add to my balance $8. If they don't match, I subtract from my balance $8. Okay? Next time, would you like to bet? No. Okay. Pick a number, 1 or 2. This time I pick 1. Computer picks 2. I lose. How much do I lose? $5.50. So I'm going to call sub balance because it knows how much I'm going to lose. If I win, I add $4.50. So this is for when they don't want to bet. This one and this one are for when they want to bet. Same names, different variable list. It's overloaded. Ooh. Check out this one. There used to be a time we would do this in class. I have a class called Viking. The Viking has a name, health, wealth, and a string for weapon. We have 2 constructors. Check that out. We could have set name, get name, set health, get health. Oh, okay. Set weapon, get weapon. Hit. Uh-oh. How many points did I lose? Cure, how many points did I add money, spend money, change weapon? Yeah. I could have the user ask a choice. Would you like to battle? What happens in a battle? Da, 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 da. Do you want to go to a healer? I can gain health, but I lose wealth. I can go to a store and buy a weapon. I would be losing wealth. The battle. If I go into a battle and win, I could get, so you could take this class and slowly just build and play, build and play. Before you know it, you have your own little intro game going on. But guess what? I want you to do this one today. This one is all chapter 6. This is it. Field, constructors, mutators, accessor, overloaded, the 2 string. You have this mastered, you have this chapter mastered.